Ba, 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 ba. Woo! What's up, Internet? What's going on? Oh, it's Friday. Check out my beard. Oh, my beard is strong today. It's a good reason. I didn't shave this morning, guys. Dudes. Oh, what's up, everybody? It is Friday here. A big shout out to our first to the chat and first to the super chat, Mr. Rumbust himself. Thank you very much. Yeah, with the Swedish Krones, 19.63. Bentley Pascal's asking about the ban from Governor Inslee on vaping. Yep, I guess that's happening now. I don't know. It's very interesting to me how, well, I guess I'll get into that a little bit here in just a second. But it's interesting to me right out the gate. Ricardo Santiago, Michael Sarr, Robert the Butcher, Chirish, Dom, It's Nature Man, Rob the Butcher, who I said twice now. Yeah, BN Cooley, Fish Tank, Fish Ion, Tank Dicks. Very confusing. Pugamus Maximus. What's up, everybody? Hoping having a good, awesome Friday. Dom cracked his tank today while he was trying to drill it, which I did see that on the Discord. It's always great to, it's always great to be able to check in on the old Discord, see what's going on, have a little bit of fun over there, post a picture or two, that kind of stuff. And Dom posted that picture of the shattered aquarium on there, which is, it's just, where did that go? I gotta find it. I think it's in Tank Review, I think. Nope. Where did it go? I wonder where that went. I don't know. It's in there somewhere. I saw it earlier, and, it's a drag. I'll tell you this much. I think the last tank that I cracked was one that I was drilling for Corey over at the Aquarium Co-op. We were going to be drilling some of these lowboy, 50-gallon lowboy tanks. Or I think they're 80-gallon. Yeah, they're not 50-gallon. They're 80-gallon lowboys. And they assured us that there was not tempered glass. Turns out, tempered glass. So, shattered, exploded. But then I guess some of the panels aren't tempered glass on those tanks, because we took the remaining, I guess, the remaining three sides and the bottom, right? We took that to the old transfer station, a.k.a. the dump, a.k.a. the recycling facility, a.k.a. whatever you want to call it. Waste management gets to take money from people because we throw away garbage, right? And that's how we found out when we threw it off the cliff thing into the recycler area that the other panels were not tempered, which was very odd that they would have one side that was tempered. That's super weird. I've never really seen that before in aquariums. Normally the bottom panel is the tempered panel, but this one was one of the sides. So we kind of had to scrap that project, ended up going with acrylic tanks because we could drill all those acrylic tanks and they wouldn't explode. So, there were some things that we could have done in order to avoid that, which we could have looked at it through the polarized glasses and been like, oh, look, this side is, but it's kind of one of those things when you get to have access to the manufacturer and they're like, no, it's all good, drill it, bro. And you're like, yeah, cool, we don't need to do the other steps. So if you are going to drill glass, I do recommend getting some polarized shades. Take it out in the sun, look at it from an angle, and you can see all the craziness going on in there that shows you that's tempered or not. Old Fish Guy is wondering if we get an Aquashella on the West Coast. Not that I know of. Not that I know of. I don't know. I don't know if there ever will be. One of the projects I'm working on here in the on the West Coast is the Maker Space. Thank you to the patronizers and members on this channel and stuff like that. We are incrementally getting closer and closer to that. We haven't really hit the goal to just fund it and go do it, but it definitely is something that's on the project list here, to be able to set up tanks, film them, be able to interview people there, stuff like that. Other creators and stuff can come, other, people to be able to have a community space. So if there was somebody that came into town that really needed to get interviewed in front of some people, stuff like that, maybe throw some goofy little barbecue events or something like that. That's something that we're trying to do. And we're trying to build a space that has more to do with being able to get out to the internet, because I love going to conventions. I think conventions are fantastic. It is a great opportunity to meet people in person and stuff like that. But the downside is that it's a crowded space. A lot of times you don't get to meet all the people that came to see you, because you could be inundated with a bunch of people that you're talking to at the time when people could talk to you, blah blah blah, and you only end up kind of meeting half of the people. And I don't know that, for me as a person that goes to them, that there's a lot of information being shared necessarily. For me, there are speaking events at a lot of the conventions, which I think are really, they're an awesome opportunity for people to see. But I think also one of the downsides is that they're not filmed and shared out with people, so we could try to get more knowledge out there, get more experience out there. What are some things that have worked for, say, somebody like Tom Barr, who's been in the business, or not in the business, who's been in the hobby, who's been doing this stuff. He has the degrees. He teaches this stuff at school, and be able to share some of the information, if we were to have Tom come up and speak, for instance, with everybody, to try and just help grow the hobby. And one of the reasons that I've said that, and I've been on this sort of makerspace thing, is that I'm headed to a convention in the Netherlands, which is in 5 weeks, 4 weeks. Well, I don't know, how does this work? How does this calendar thing work? So there's 1 week, there's 2 weeks, 3 weeks, there's 4 weeks. Yeah, so it's just under 5 weeks from today. I'll be heading to Holland, the Netherlands, and be going to the convention Vivarium there. Now, one of the reasons I'll be doing that is because every time I go to Europe, I end up learning a bunch from a bunch of people that have been in the hobby, either professionally or as hobbyists and stuff like that, that I honestly feel like are at least a decade ahead of some of the stuff that I get exposed to in the United States. The stuff in the United States definitely has a lot of value. There's a lot of knowledge here. There's a lot of that stuff going on. I just feel like there's those incremental steps have already been made because they started, right? Because they started doing this hobby essentially, a decade, maybe even 2 decades kind of previous, of let's build an ecosystem. Let's get those pink rocks out of here and try to make a little environment that would be more healthier for our fish and stuff like that, right? So I think it's just a reality that they just are ahead of the U.S., right? And so I'm going to that. I'm going to film as much as I can. I'm going to bring it back here. I'm going to edit it. I'm going to post it up. And that, that's kind of that little piece that I'm able to do right now. I feel like if we had an established space that was actively doing that kind of stuff, then it would increase the rate at which we'd be able to help some people out, share some information, maybe some findings. I think that's pretty evidence or evidentiary, because of a lot of the conversations I have with people are like, well, what medication do I use for this? Well, what do I do with this? Well, what exactly should I be doing for, my biological filtration? What should I be doing for this? What kind of heater should I do? Which is great. It's awesome that people are asking those kinds of questions and stuff like that. But I think it just kind of shows that we still have a lot of people who are just starting out here, right? And I love hanging out with experts. I love doing that kind of stuff. But to be honest with you guys, like, I kind of like the easy stuff. I like the fun stuff. Yes, it's fun to be challenged by an extremely challenging plant or, breeding something that is difficult to breed and that kind of stuff. But in reality, like, most everything in this tank right here, you guys see me working on this little video right here that's playing out here. Most everything there is accessible to people who are just starting out, right? And that's kind of realistically my focus. Like, I love doing the difficult stuff just as much as everybody else. So right now I'm actually in the process of rehoming a lot of my reef and stuff like that. I'm trying to find some local people that want my, my mature reef components and stuff like that. I'm trying to get those moved out. I started doing that today. And so we'll see if I can get those rehomed and stuff, because I do have a project to start kind of doing some more experimental things in a tank. I got a free tank from a buddy of mine, and we'll probably set that up with some light baby experiments, just so that we can start to talk about some of the ideas for the makerspace and what maybe we'd want to do there and stuff like that. So, and it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things, and I don't understand what the hell I was talking about. So here's a heads up to everybody. If you can't tell, I am still super sick. So I got sick. I got the flu. Oh no. Oh. And then I started to get better. And then I got, you got to go to work, and you got to go do this, and you got to do that. And we got the baby, and we got a baby, so we got to do this, and we got to go over there. Blah, blah, blah. Last night, it felt like somebody was took like this X-Acto blade right here and inserted it into my brain via my ear canal, because I kept having all this like that mucusy kind of gross stuff, right? You're like coughing and gnarly, and so I was all gnarly and stuff like that, and I was up all night being super cranky and grouchy and that kind of stuff. And turns out I have like a raging ear infection. So spent all morning at the doctor's office doing that stuff. Of course, I had to take Olivia with me, so it was like super fun to go to the doctor's office with our glorious daughter and my sick self. So got the antibiotics and all that kind of stuff, and a lot of weird stuff going on at the doctor's office today, especially in regards to what Bentley was talking about earlier in the chat. And don't ask me why Bentley's not a moderator there. I'm going to make him a moderator because Bentley's my guy. I love that guy. I'm going to make him a moderator. And he was saying that Governor Inslee banned the flavored vapes today, apparently, has pushed some stuff through. So we're like not even voting on bans anymore, I guess, in the U.S. I guess just our governors just ban things. And I guess the idea is that it's supposed to save kids from vaping, even though we haven't outlawed tobacco, right? We haven't outlawed tobacco, so we can have like cherry-flavored tobacco, menthol tobacco, like all this crazy nonsense at every store you go to in the U.S. Like, you go to a health food store and they probably have tobacco behind the counter. So all that stuff's still good to go, right? But a bunch of people get, like, a very small number of people get sick from vaping illegal vapes, right? They're finding out that like 85% of the people have been found to find out that the people that got sick are the people that are vaping THC cartridges from off the street, right? That they bought illegally. And then, so now all the states are starting to ban this, but you're not going to ban cigarettes. We're not going to ban cherry-flavored vodka, right? We're just going to let all that stuff be around. Like 480,000 people die in the U.S. from tobacco use, but we're not gonna ban that stuff, right? Like somebody like rationalize, somebody explain this whole situation to me, because that in a way that would actually make sense, other than that it's a gigantic government overreach. We're not even voting on any of this stuff. They're just banning it, right? So, I don't know. That whole situation is bonkers, and I don't... it's just weird to me. I mean, 15 years of people vaping, no problem, right? You occasionally find out that people get what's called popcorn lung because they vape like crazy, and it makes them sick because you're not supposed to do anything at that insane, crazy level, right? But 15 years of people vaping, people not getting sick, people being fine, people quitting smoking, being able to step themselves down and not smoke cigarettes anymore, which we know for a matter of fact are super dangerous, right? So the reason that there's a parallel there, the parallel, let's bring that in to what I'm talking about. When I was at the doctor today, she was asking me about drug use. I'm like, no, I'm a sober guy. Well, 5.5 years sober, so no alcohol, any of that kind of stuff. She's like, cigarettes, and I was like, no, don't smoke cigarettes, but I've been vaping, and I haven't smoked ever since then. Blah blah blah. And she's, oh no, that's not good. I would recommend to smoke cigarettes instead of vaping. And she goes, because we don't really know what's in the vape. And I'm like, well, I buy my vape juice legally from an American company that's inspected. It has the inspected stamps on it, unless somebody is, I buy it from the exact same company, the exact same place that is a super reputable company, right? And she goes, well, we don't really know what's in it. And I go, there's 3 ingredients in it. I kind of know what's in it. There's 3 ingredients. Well, I mean, technically 4 if there's flavoring in it, right? But I know what's in it, right? And I don't know what's in cigarettes. And one of the big reasons that you don't know what's in cigarettes is because those companies mask what they put in it by naming stuff a bunch of crazy letters, right? So they'd be like J594636662K is in there, right? And you're like, well, what is that? It turns out it's a highly addictive chemical derived from lead, right? And you're like, well, I would never want that. But I don't know what all these crazy letters are, right? So the doctor's like, well, we know the dangers of smoking, so I would recommend you to smoke. And I'm like, what? How does that make any sense? And she's like, well, we know the health risks and that kind of stuff. So I'm like, so you're recommending me to do something that you know is incredibly unhealthy. And as of today, I went to go look this up. 13 people have passed away, and that is a tragedy, right? That is a tragedy. Over 13 people have died today from driving their cars around, right? So what exactly is happening here? I mean, are we voting on this? And this has always been my stance. My stance has always been this politically. put the vote in the Americans' hands, right? We're supposedly American citizens. We're supposed to vote. That's our right. We don't vote on any of this stuff. Someone just pushes papers around, and then, oh, now you have to follow that rule. Like, what? We didn't get to review it. We didn't get to discuss it. We didn't get to bring in any scientists, no research papers, no nothing, and we didn't get to bring it up for a vote. Oh, so you guys just get to do whatever you want. That's the big problem that I have, is just that it has turned into do whatever you want government. Like, once you get in there, well, here's the keys, do whatever you want, and, well, hopefully you don't get caught. And it seems to be coming all the way from the top, all the way down to the bottom. So somebody explain that to me. So it was crazy nonsense that I happened to be at the doctor's office today. I happened to talk to the doctor. I happened to talk to them about the fact that I'm vaping. It happens to have been passed today. It happens to be a news in the headline. And it happens to be that I'm pretty pissed off about this nonsense. Now, it happens to be that I'm a little bit pissed off about it because it does apply to me. And that's generally how people act in this world. If something doesn't apply to you, no real reason to be outraged, right? We should throw that idea into the garbage and try to have the idea that people's rights shouldn't be taken away, period. End of story. Like, in Washington State, we have one of the crazy harsh cigarette bans in the whole entire country. It was one of the first ones that went in. Maybe not the first, but one of the first. And when it went in, it was the harshest one, right? And when it went in, I kept lobbying. I kept doing what I could to talk to people, to get the word out, to let people know that this law is a big-time overreach, right? Because it was inflicting on the rights of business owners and people that wanted to run a business, and it wasn't going to move anything forward. It wasn't going to create any more jobs. It wasn't going to create any more opportunities. It wasn't going to create people to be healthier or any of that kind of stuff. And everybody's like, well, you're crazy. It's just a healthier way to go. This is a better way to go. Now here we are 10 years later, when there's a healthier when there's a healthier alternative to smoking, now they're just going down the same road. And now we don't even vote on it. At least the smoking law, we voted on that. Now we don't even vote on this. So it's nonsense. Let me see what we got here. We have a brand new member here today who's going to bring us back on track to talk about some fish stuff or whatever. Yes, I am sick. Yes, I am tired. And yes, I am a little bit rambling. Was up all night. I think I got about an hour of sleep and then an hour of sleep on the back end. But Philip Given coming in as a new member. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. People becoming members is a huge boost, right? As far as YouTube is considered. Yes, I understand. I do make money. This is a big part of my job. This is a big part of my income. So yes, I do make some money, but it is a big time promotion as far as YouTube is concerned to get a bunch of members that'll help promote the channel and the stuff that you're doing, and at least, somehow let YouTube know that it's like, hey, we're over here, check it out. We're like doing stuff and what's going on? I know we're trying to compete with NBC and all of their clips from last night when they had famous peoples on there. Right. But we have a new member, Philip. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Now he has some follow-up questions, and yeah, it's kind of how it works. When you become a member, your name becomes green. You get an emoji next to you, and it does definitely make your stuff stand out. And by the way, I am kind of one of those people that is just like, look, if you're a supporter, it doesn't necessarily put you 100% at the front of the line, but it certainly puts you in the line, and it certainly is like, hey, man, if you're somebody who's supporting the show, right, Because, I mean, I caught a bunch of grief from people because they were like, oh, you have a Patreon page and you're asking for donations, and people like, yeah, man, you think it's free? Just think everything in life is just free, and you don't have to pay the electric bill, the gas bill, the mortgage, the internet bill, the fix my camera bill, which, by the way, you guys, I did break my credit card. I ordered the EOS R. I'm very excited. It is coming today. I was hoping it was going to be here so I could, open up the box. Yes, I bought a refurbished one. 100%. I bought a refurbished one. I did not buy a brand new one. I did not get the extra parts with it. I did not do any of that stuff. I shopped around. Today is the day yesterday is the day that the new software for it comes out. So I found a refurbished one for $1,700. Was like, now's the time. The new software comes out yesterday. The camera will arrive today. I'll put the new software on it. It's called firmware, but it's the software. It's the operating system of the camera. That brand new one comes out today. And I'm like, okay, it's just got to happen. I want to make sure that I do a better job out at Vivarium, so I have multiple cameras. I'm able to film everything that needs to get filmed, and I have to admit I'm a little bit nervous to make sure that I do a good job of this, and it certainly is something that I'm really trying to do a better job of, right? That I'm really trying. So let's see here. Anyhow, so what was Philip asking about was, hey, quick question. Any tips on replacing a canister filter filled with biomedia and a sponge filter? A 75-gallon tank established, one sponge filter and one canister filter now. Want to ditch the old canister filter for a new sponge filter. Dual spongeo. And then the comment on below it here could easily be misread, right? 48 tomorrow, or 48 Tom W was saying, I'm cursed because I have two collectoritis diseases, fish and herpes. If you accidentally read it wrong, which I did, it's fish and herps, which are, lizards, right? That's lizards, right? Am I getting that right? I think I'm getting that right. Dank Tanks bioactive is easy and fun. Vivarium. Okay, so to kind of understand a little bit of the bio load within the aquarium, yes, the canister filter is probably carrying a bunch of your biological, bacterial. Okay, let me start over. I feel like I just tripped over my tongue and my brain just went and did a flippy-floop, and I have brain problems, but it's because of the Dayquil and the fact that this ear is just ringing like crazy, and every time I talk, it goes, which is totally helpful right now. Anyhow, reptiles. There we go. Don Gallagher with the reptiles. Thank you. Thanks, Don. Oh, I better type it in here. Thanks, Don. Oops. I hate this keyboard. Don! My guy, Don Gallagher, coming through. Anyhow, where was I at? What? Okay, so the bacterial load, yes, is definitely going to exist in that canister filter. But that being said, it is going to exist throughout the system. Now, hopefully, you do have hopefully some filter floss or something like that that is in the canister that you're able to take out. You could take the biomedia out of there and put it into a mesh bag and hang that into your tank for just like a couple of days to help populate the new sponge that you add in. Now, at the time that you're doing this, you are going to take away some of the filtration. Keep that in mind. the biggest thing that you could do is to, like, don't add any new fish. Don't add any more to the stuff. But you could skip like 2 days worth of feeding, which is going to mean that the bacterial requirement isn't going to be as high. There's not as much waste that's going to be going into the system. So what I would do is I would stop feeding. Like, I would probably skip a feeding before, right? Swap that out. I'd probably do it as like a 4 or a 5 day process. So I'd skip that first feeding, wait a day, add in the sponge, let it go with the canister, right, at the same time. So you have the new sponge and the canister going at the same time. It just occurred to me that is way easier than taking the crap out of the canister. I don't know why. I've done that in the past, but it's totally dumb, so don't do that. Hopefully you stayed here long enough and didn't just click out of the video for me to get to that point. But take the new sponge, put it in there, but skip the feeding so that you could kind of drop down the bacterial needed, right? Because you're not producing as much waste. Get that in there, let it run for a couple of days, and then you could take the canister out. Sometimes it takes me a minute when I'm on Dayquil and antibiotics, which, by the way, there's a grumbling in my tummy. This is going to be 10 days of not being able to taste things right and having to drink some extra water, if you know what I mean. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be brutal. Did we get any likes today? Oh, we got 20 likes today. How many people are watching? 75. Oh my God, it's like a new record for recently. 75 people coming in on Friday. They'll watch the show. Maybe they'll listen to me talking to a microphone, thinking about moving around, shaking around, doing a thing. He's out there. He's out there on the flat. I can't wait for this Seahawks game this Sunday. It's going to be a fun game this Sunday. Hopefully we can get to 3-1. Hopefully we have a little bit of a... The last game we had was super messy, and hopefully this next game is a little not so ridiculous. It was all about, like, punt returns for touchdowns and fumbles for touchdowns and just craziness, and let's not have that. Yeah, hey, Don's got my back today. Thank you, Don. He says, yeah, just seed the sponge and then get rid of the canister. Yes, that's... I don't know. I made that into, like, a super weird long thing, but... I have hung the, I have seeded from a canister filter that broke that way previously, right? Crash says, how many people from Italy? Ooh, man, I can't wait to go to Italy one of these days. There was a possibility to go out to Italy because I think that's where Fluval, assembles their lights or builds them. I don't think they're made there. I think the parts are made all around the world, but I think that they assemble them there or something like that. I don't know. But there was like an opportunity for that, but I don't know if anybody's decided to put any money into that. You never know. Okay. We got to talk about our sponsors for a second, so let's deal with that for just a minute. As you guys saw earlier, we have people that join up as members. They're bright green in the chat, like the Zombie Drummer, like Jim Smith, like Chirish, like Anna Lee, like Boston Maine Mike. Who else in here is a member? Let's see. Scroll in. Big D Smoke is a member. Thank you. And... that appears to be it, but there's a bunch of you, and mad props to you guys. Honestly, it was my goal to get, to like 1 million members, but that never happened. We're up to 81 with a new one today. So some people left because we were at 83 before, but hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate whatever happens. Now, one of our other sponsors would be Amazon. It's not really a sponsor. I mean, if you buy stuff on Amazon, go through our link, right? It's basically all that it is. Let me get a link here. Copy, right? Does this work? I'm very interested in this. I'm very interested in this camera bag. Where's my? Oh, come on! I'm clicking the buttons over here like a rookie. It's like amateur hour over here, guys. I don't even know what I'm doing. All right, so there's that one. But yeah, so if you click a link on below any of the videos or whatever, and you go to Amazon and you buy a bunch of stuff, hey, it gives us a little bit of a commish. So it doesn't change your price, doesn't do anything weird like that. We basically just get the advertising fee paid to us instead of it getting paid to like NBC or whatever thing you accidentally clicked on at whatever point in time. Right? You accidentally click on things on your phone and it sends you over to something. It stores a cookie in your phone. It tells them, oh, that thing you accidentally clicked on is the people that we really need to support because they're sending us a bunch of customers. Oh, that cough is just a nightmare. But, so there's that. You could go to Amazon. You could do that stuff. You could do the Amazons, right? Yeah, okay. Boom. Sherlock Lock, boom. It's Nature Man says I'm on a super delay. Everybody's on a super delay now a days. Y'all's like 30 seconds behind me, so don't get stressed. Everybody is nowadays. It's just how it goes. Okay. The other sponsor we have is the same style of sponsor, right? We have the Aquarium Co-op. As you guys know, I've been going up to the Aquarium Co-op. We've been working on this giant warehouse project. Been out there banging the hammer around, shooting the nails into things, painting stuff, doing all the kind of crazy things that need to be done for building that big old warehouse. But, which, as you guys know, that's the same like as your job. You got to go there and you got to make a wage and you got to like, you got to pay the bills. You got to do all that kind of stuff. It's nonsense. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I just be brutally honest with you guys. I wish we all didn't have to constantly pay bills and do all this kind of nonsense, but it just is what it is. Now, this link right there will take you over to the Aquarium Co-op page for Easy Green, which is the fertilizer I use. But it doesn't really matter what you go there. There's always a link down below the video if you guys head over there and you're going to buy some products. Maybe you're going to buy a light bulb. Maybe you're going to buy one of those brand new auto feeders that they brought in, which I didn't even find out about until somebody posted up into the Discord, right? They were like, hey, check it out. There's an auto feeder, of which I knew was going to happen at some point in time, but I didn't realize that they had showed up. So until Jim actually had bought some to check them out and see if they were dope or not, I didn't even know. I'll admit it. I didn't know. I was probably there. But that's not my department. The auto feeders, it's not my department, so let's just be cool with that. Anyhow, I utilize Easy Green, Easy Iron, Easy... I don't use the carbon one because I use CO2. But I use them all the time. I use them in that tank right there. Trust me, easiest, best fertilizer to use, easiest, best fertilizer to get your hands on if you're in the United States, that is. It's the easiest instructions. It's all that kind of stuff. If you want to use it, go for it. If you don't, go ahead and use whatever you want to use. Do your own thing. Or not. I don't know. I'm a guy that's been growing aquarium plants for a really long time, and I would much rather spend a couple of bucks, get a fertilizer that I know is a fertilizer that's fish safe, it's shrimp safe, utilize it, and move on. I don't want to be mixing dry ferts, yelling at people online about potassium levels. It's nuts. That's nuts. Don't be that guy. Or girl. Or non-binary. My doctor called me ma'am today. I forgot to tell you guys about that story. Somebody clicked a button on my profile at the doctor's office that said to address me as ma'am, which was interesting. I thought that was interesting. Crash wants to know about the auto feeder. Auto. I'm just going to look it up. Auto. Sold out? How is it sold out? How? They sold them all yesterday? Oh my God. Really? There was so many of them yesterday. I was up there yesterday installing plumbing, and they were there. I guess they're all sold out, guys. I don't know. I don't even know why I told you about it, because they're all sold out. But you could hop on that... What is that? Who is that? I hear somebody out there talking. That's super weird that I'm hearing somebody. You know? But that's weird. There's like some super loud talkers out there. I don't know. That's the auto feeder. But apparently it's sold out. So go figure. Because there was a bunch, right? There was a bunch. Alex Netternude is wondering, are you sure you went to a doctor today and not somebody random? I am 100% sure that I went to the doctor today. Full-on clinic. I was at the clinic. I mean, it would have been cooler had I just met somebody on the street and I was like, "Hey, doctor, what's going on? I got my ear pains. My brain's hurting." Ha! No, it turns out somebody had just accidentally clicked the instead of like sir, they clicked the ma'am thing. And you know the way that it is today, like when you're talking about super smart people like the doctor today, they check and they, okay. And so she called me ma'am, and I was like, well, I guess I'll be a ma'am today. I don't know. She was like, okay, it says here to address you as ma'am. I'm very sorry. And I was like, oh, no, it's hilarious. But, yeah, just, it's all good. But it was pretty funny. That part was funny. But I think I made her think about the vape thing. I think I at least was like, yeah, you know, you really got to, you know, I think you really got to look into what exactly is going on. Because, you know, she's giving me advice to just smoke cigarettes because she knows what damage that was going to do. And I'm like, how about no damage? Or how about only a tiny bit of damage as opposed to a giant amount of damage? How about that? I don't know. It's weird. Phil Margulies used to hear voices. Only the Tin Man speaks to me now. All right. Well, go easy. Go easy, brother. Joel Gillett says it's the camera. It puts on 2 pounds. This camera does, not 10. I wish it was. I wish it was the full-on 10 pounds because then I would look beefier, you know. Although one of the things I thought was kind of funny from my report, my doctor report card. I got my doctor report card. It's got my blood pressure on there and my weight and all that kind of stuff. You know, it said my BMI was 26, which is, I don't know how you come up with my BMI just from, like, the scale. I think it's just 26 is, like, what it automatically goes to, right? And then it just sits there and is like, unless you put something in, it's just going to auto-populate that number, right? Like, oh, hey, yeah, we figured out your BMI. We looked at you. I'm like, I don't even like do any stress test or anything. Nobody even hit me in the head with a stick. How can you tell me what my BMI is, right? What's going on there? Ooh, Dom Fortune all the way from England. What's up, brother? Considering I see some people from Europe here in the stream, I will remind you guys that November 2nd and 3rd, I'll be in Holland at Vivarium, the European Shrimp Contest. It's going to be fun. We could high five. We could go outside and look at some windmills and do all sorts of Dutch things. Oh, as soon as I clicked over here, I see a picture of Chris Lukup, who's given a speech in front of a bunch of people looking very entertained. Chris Lukup will be there. I'm not sure who else is going to be there, but specifically spoke to Chris. He will be there. We may or may not go do some shenanigans together. We'll find out. But there'll be a bunch of cool aquariums. There'll be a bunch of cool plants, displays, shrimp, a bunch of stuff for sale, which is going to be huge. It's going to be really irritating to me that I don't know that I'll be able to buy anything because I don't know if I'll be able to bring any plants back or anything like that. But hopefully I can meet somebody who's growing some stuff and maybe they could ship some over to me or something like that. I don't know. I don't know how that works. But last time I was there, I get to hang out with the guys from Tropica. I get to hang out with Chris, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. And it's going to be fun as far as I'm concerned. We have a bunch of Johan is helping coordinate some of the driving around, the going to the convention, the going to a bunch of fish rooms, stuff like that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be cool. I'm going to film absolutely as much as I possibly can, get as many interviews as I can, and it's going to be pretty good. Let's see, where were we at? It's just height and weight. Well, if it's 26, how tall and how heavy am I? Right? Is that how that goes? Let's see. BMI equals height in meters squared times your weight in kilograms. It's a cumbersome way to calculate how long you are in the direction your nose points. Oh, that's too funny. Let me see. What do we got going on here? Oh, we have to go to the Patreon. That is our final sponsor. That's what I was talking about. I was talking about sponsors. Yeah, buy stuff from Aquarium Co-op. Buy stuff from Amazon. Become a member. But our main contributing factor is the Patreon page. What is the Patreon? It's a third-party hosted page. It doesn't have anything to do with YouTube. It doesn't have anything to do with Facebook. It doesn't have anything to do with Google. It doesn't have any. It's just a website where you can go over there. You can help crowdsource. Think of it sort of like NPR, basically. NPR does a little fund drive to get people to send in like $1 a month. That's basically what the proposal is. You can go to Patreon. You can put in your information from $1 a month up to whatever crazy number you want to go to. You could be $5 a month. You could be $20 a month. There are some rewards. I feel personally the main reward is being able to become a Patreon and then be able to be highlighted on the Friday show, which we are about to do right about. Where's my button? I lost my button. Is it a meow? Meow. Like Justin Coombs, who has been contributing to our, not only the Discord, but if you become a member on either YouTube or the Discord, you can, or the Patreon, you can join up on our Discord, which is our small community where we're able to communicate back and forth. It's like an IRC chat. You'll be able to post pictures. We have different channels for topics and stuff like that, and you're able to kind of have a go back and forth. And it's probably I would say the number one way to realistically communicate with me and some of the other people from the show and the people you see in the chat and stuff like that. It's basically what it boils down to. So, we got through all that rant. Let's get busy. Are we going to get busy? I got to open my chat window back up. Jim Smith says 5'10", 180. Wrong. I'm 6'9", 420 pounds, I think, as far as I know. I'm like just shy of 6 foot and 190, bro. I got that dad bod. My extra 10 pounds, I blame on Olivia, but it's because I love ice cream. And I don't really care about cutting water weight to have abs, because who cares? That's stupid. That's what stupid little Nancy boys do, right? Is that offensive? I probably offended somebody. Somebody probably got super mad at me. But silly people do that. Silly people. Oh my God, what is going on over here? What? I swear, I just tried to post up on my local Facebook group that does saltwater, and it has turned into total chaos over on Facebook, and I don't even think I can handle dealing with it today. So many people, like, I posted a thing up, and then, like, 30 people private message me. I'm gonna private message you, bro. Like, we're not friends. What is going on here? Like, why are you... It's just like, I want to sell off the contents, obviously. But it's almost like, is it worth it? Dealing with all of these people? It's nuts. It's bonkers. I don't know. It's stressing me out, guys. Don't these people know I'm not feeling well? No, I bet you they don't know, because we're not friends. But I did pop over here real quick and realize that, oh, Corey and Katie are still in the airport. Wow. So Katie and Corey have been at the airport since since 8 a.m. And my time, it is almost 4 p.m. They're still at the airport and haven't left for Aquashella, that is a drag. Ooh, that is rough. Are they sleeping? It looks like Corey fell asleep at the airport sitting upright. That is a drag. That is a really long hanging out at the airport maneuver. Ooh. Let's see. Jim Smith says, I did hear that it's hard to lose the last 10 pounds of baby weight. It's true. It is hard to lose that because I eat ice cream constantly. I'm eating ice cream right now, you guys. Proverbially. Right? Never really liked Goldfish, but that guy is really cute from Rum Bust. Yeah, I'm a fan of exceptional Goldfish, to be brutally honest with you guys, these days. I mean, I love Goldfish. I think they're cool and everything. But I think for me to get really motivated into dealing with a goldfish, it's got to be pretty exceptional. And mainly because I probably just so many years having goldfish, keeping goldfish, like, you know, just enjoying them and being cool with them, and then realizing, like, I want to move on to something else. Like, I want to move on to something super difficult like guppies and endlers. Just not difficult at all. Huh. That's weird. Anyhow, I just noticed something out the window. There's a thing out there that's broken. It's weird. But yeah, so I realistically would need a goldfish like this to be like, whoa, hold on. And that's pretty much my reaction here. Justin, this is a dope fish. You got the wife, her dream goldfish today. White ranchus are pretty hard to find around here, and this guy is huge. That is what I would classify, in my opinion, as an exceptional goldfish, right? I mean, unless it has, like, the worst personality in the world. But then again, if it had the worst personality in the world, wouldn't that actually be kind of entertaining too? So it does take a little bit of an exceptional goldfish to get me a little bit freaked out. But I definitely dig that. Yeah, I like this goldfish. I would be more than happy to keep a similar goldfish, personally. Those are hard to find here, too. It's hard to find an exceptional goldfish pretty much anywhere. It's Nature Man sends this in. He says, my first shrimps. And these are some beautiful cherry shrimps in with some lovely Valsnaria. We love Valsnaria, you guys, because it's easy plant. And it's very good for you to grow easy plant and learn how to do a good job. Because I am job, right? It's just a good stuff. Brick for Brick, thoughts on Flourish Excel? It's fine. I mean, if you want to use Flourish Excel, feel free. There's nothing wrong with Excel. I mean, it's glutaraldehyde mainly, which is an algicide, which will naturally. Here we go. Flourish Excel right here. CChem. See? You could buy it. Well, how do I move this? Let's see. There's a video from Nick Mock. There you go. You can check out that video. There's a video over here from Uris, who... there's a video from the Rick. I think... Oh, man, you should watch the video from the Rick. Nick Mock and the Rick. Yeah. But Flourish Excel is essentially a algicide, right? And it naturally releases some free-form carbon into the water column. It's not nothing too crazy about it. If you want to use it, use it. I use it to eliminate blackbeard algae sometimes. If you overdose, you can kill off all the blackbeard algae. That's mainly the only thing that I use it for, because pressurized CO2 is way more affordable in my instance. Might not be more affordable in your instance, so it might be a decent way for you to go. Having a bit of severe weather here in Chicago, so maybe their fleet got delayed. Lots of loud thunder and some lightning. Yes, apparently there's some crazy storm out there in Chicago, so hopefully you guys are all safe on your way to Aquashella and that kind of stuff. I know Joseph Harden from JH Aquatics, man, that guy was dealing with tropical storm, hurricane craziness, and last I heard from him, he was making his way up there, and sounds like he's going to have fun. As far as I know, it sounds like he was going to have fun. What if I do this real quick? Yes. Hey, everybody. Welcome. This show's crazy. It just got weird. Because I opened the control panel. Let's go to 8. Let's go to 0. Let's go to 8. Let's go to minus 62. Let's go to minus 15. Let's go to plus 15. Let's go to plus 4. Let's drop that brightness down to minus 4. How about that? Yeah. Never mind the craziness from the guy controlling the show here. It's all good. Don't worry, guys. We'll be fine. We'll make all the way to the end of the show. Gosh, we're an hour in, and I haven't even got to Bracken's post. Hey, you guys, Bracken's a local. Not only is he a local, he's a Patreon, right? He's a patronizer? Yeah. And I was actually going to go help him set up this tank, which is going to be fun. But I was out sick last weekend, and I couldn't do it. Last weekend, I had the fever. I had the hot sweats. I had the cold sweats. I had the coughs. I had the flu. I was dying, and then I got better, and then I've gotten back to being worse again. Which is just stupid. It's just stupid. I don't like it. I'm not happy about it. I'm going to take all these antibiotics, and hopefully I'll get over it and get back to normal for a little while. I hope. But Bracken is setting up one of those 33 longs, which are wildly entertaining, fun little tanks to play with until you get bored of them, right? And then you're like, oh, it's kind of one-dimensional. But he's doing his as a stream tank, which we definitely like the idea of moving along, innovating a little bit, going in with some new ideas, and coming up with some cool stuff. Johan, who is actually going to be, this is all the way from Holland. Johan is literally, I will be able to film this tank hopefully at some point in time. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully. He still has it by then. Nothing bad happens. It's only a month from now. I think we can make it. I look forward to seeing this tank, hopefully filming something with it, and checking it out. But Johan has a bunch of cool tanks We get to go to some breeders. We get to do some cool stuff. It's gonna be great. I think this this tank was basically $2. I don't know how they say it. It's like $2.30 in the United States, 2.3 euro or something. It's euros, right? I don't know exactly how you say it. I'll have to find out. We'll have to find out at some point in time. What is $2.30? I'm gonna figure that out when you say it in euros. But that's the reality of like, that's the reality of me being confused on how to say euros, right? But either way, this is gonna be fun. I like the update, and thank you. It's got the cherry shrimp. So far we've got cherry shrimp down here with It's Nature Man, and we got cherry shrimp with Johan. Either way, it's gonna be fun. I got lost track. The dogs are barking. I don't know what's going on. I'm losing it. It's okay. It's happening. There's a thing going on. The coughing's back. Big Dreams sends this one in. Anyone using Thrive C? Marketing wise, seems smart to create a liquid fert for low-tech tanks. I don't want to raise my nitrates higher than they are, around 40 parts per million, so maybe I thought it would be a good option compared to other liquid ferts. Anyways, was curious if people heard good/bad things about it. I know Joel's a fan of Easy Green, but asking anyway. Hey, I will tell you guys that Thrive is an awesome product. Colin is an awesome dude who makes it, right? He's an awesome dude, local guy. Well, local-ish. He's like a West Coast guy. He's a great guy. Thrive is a great product. If you want to use Thrive, you should definitely use Thrive. Why not? I will say this, that you will probably get pretty equatable results out of it from, in my experience. Easy Green, Thrive, they're I think the results are going to be very similar, right? In my experience. So, whichever's a better deal, whichever's a better situation for you. I personally feel like, unless I was ordering some other stuff from Colin, it might be weird for me to order Thrive. And also I don't get a commission from it. So it's kind of hard for me to go like, hey, Thrive's a supporter of the show because he makes it on the West Coast of the United States, like I live on the West Coast of the United States. But it's a good product. So if it's something that you want to get and you want to try it out, get it, try it out. Just please, if you're going to just be trying stuff out, please conduct an experiment. Let's do a side-by-side. Can we do that? That's one of the reasons I want to do the makerspace. That's one of the reasons that I talk about Patreon all the time. If we could try to get the Patreon over this funding hump to be able to try and go do some bigger projects and stuff like that. I mean, the reality is, like, the whole month of the Patreon funding is going to Vivarium, right? So that whole entire month is contingent on me making really good videos from Vivarium. And I'll be really honest with you guys, it's kind of stressing me out. I feel like I got a little pressure on me. But that's a good thing. I like it. You know what I mean? I like having a little bit of pressure on me. It's fine. You guys know I'm going to do my best. And if I F it up, then you guys will tell me. You guys will tell me if it sucked or not. And I'll be like, oh, crap. Got to do more. You know what I mean? So, it's one of those things. Like, I want to do the makerspace. I'll be happy to work in it. But there's just a limited amount of time that I'm able to just work for free. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I'd love to be doing more experiments, testing side by side with, because it would be really easy for me to get sponsored tanks. I just don't have anywhere to put them, So it's one of those things that, like, people are like, well, why don't you conduct more experiments? It's like, I don't have a lab, and I'm not building a lab at my house, which is honestly going to be a big waste of money. You know what I mean? Like, if I build a big lab here, nobody's coming to my house. You know what I mean? Like, Bentley comes to my house, Alyssa comes to my house, Corey comes to my house, a couple other people come to my house. Ain't nobody coming to my house, right? And I'm not going to host a party at my house. So first of all, I'm a sober guy, and it would be stupid for me to throw a sober party, right, at my house. It's dumb. People show up, they hang out, they have some laughs, and they want to leave in a half an hour because for whatever reason they want to go get drunk or whatever they want to do. It's fine. And that's just a reality of American society if I'm generalizing. That's pretty much how it comes down to. So if I build a giant building here, it'd be a huge waste of money because it'd be an investment into a property that I would never even give that advice to somebody if we were going to work on their property. You know what I mean? Melissa Bell just popping in to say thank you for helping me the other night. Hey, you're welcome. You know, I try to be a helpful guy. You know, it's kind of my thing. That's what I like to do. Let's see. Alana Suki says it's slightly green. What's going on here? What's going on? Yeah, drill ran out of charge. What's happening in the chat? You guys being weird? You guys being weird in the chat? All right, I'm checking in. All right, you look fine. Alvin Alejo with a super chat. Oh, thanks, bro. Pug Animus Maximus says, at Corvus, we will no longer be able to vote on things. That's the new America. Yeah, no doubt. Alex Netternude said, so basically the doctor is telling you to jump in front of a car instead of playing in the road because they know what happens if you just jump in front of the car. I'm confused. Yeah, it's pretty much kind of what was going on there. It was weird. Let's see. Oh, this one has my name in it. Crash says, what about liquid carbon fertilizers? Yeah, I mean, you could add liquid carbon, but most of them are always glutaraldehyde, which is the same thing as Excel. So typically what I would do is price that out. I would just find out which one's more concentrated, which one's a better price, all that kind of stuff. Noob Phobo says, sober party sounds fun to me. I don't drink. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, if we set up the makerspace, it would be super easy to have the sober party there because everybody would want to show up, mess around with tanks, film some stuff, do some interviews, check on some of the progress of the, we check on some of the progress for some of the testing, like if we were testing fertilizers or lights or filters or pumps or heaters or dehumidifiers, whatever the heck we were testing. Substrate. You guys, we got to be doing some substrate tests here fairly soon. Come on now. Anyhow, so if we were doing all that kind of stuff at the makerspace, it's like, hey, we don't have a license or anything like that for people to even be drinking here. So you can't drink here. You can't bring your stuff here. You can't do it. So come by, do the fish tank thing. If you don't, then don't come by, right? So it would be pretty basic. Then we could also engage with everybody on the internet that would be like, hey, I wish there was more shows. Hey, I wish there was more edited stuff. Hey, I wish there was more whatchamacallit, right? And then, that's kind of the whole thing. And then especially if we get like people that come into town, we could interview them, send that out to you guys. I don't know. Maybe it seems like a stupid idea, or maybe we're just too small of a group to figure it out, I guess. I don't know. It seems like a good idea to me, and I'm freely put it out here on the show. If somebody else wants to build their own, feel free to build your own. That's all good. I don't know. I tried to win the lottery this week, and it didn't work. So I feel like I didn't perform well enough at when I went to get the lottery ticket. Obviously, I didn't perform well enough to get the correct one, like the winning one. I didn't, whatever it was, however you're supposed to perform when you buy that thing. I feel like I didn't come through, Maybe I just didn't do it well enough, when I bought my lottery ticket. Maybe I didn't do it the right way. I don't know. But Johan sends this in, the fish of the week. And as you guys know, these are normally his pictures, almost always his pictures from fish he's kept. This is admirable, I have to admit. Fish of the week is the African blackfin barb, the Barbus gurali. Right? This species has been recorded only from Cameroon and Gabon. I never know if it's Gabon or Gabon. I don't know. We shall say Cameroon, because I know I'm hopefully saying that right. Primarily inhabits rivers, but is also known to enter affluent streams and tributaries. Maximum standard length is 120 to 150 millimeters. If you don't know, that's like blop, right? That's like, how many millimeters is that? 10 millimeters in a centimeter. So 12 centimeters, right? I don't know why you wouldn't just convert that. We should convert that. Let's go like this. 12 cm to 15 cm. There. Oh, God. Oh, hold on. Let me hit my cough button. There we go. Is that better? Yeah. Okay. I was coughing, and I thought I almost died. Not yet. Not yet, you guys. Not yet. Preston John says, I like more interviews and how-to Euro style. Yeah, I'm going to do my best to try and do as many of those interviews while I'm in Europe. As you guys know, Preston not only hooked up the Shouted and I puffers. You guys could check out his website. If you wanted to order some puffers, you definitely should. He also is a producer on this channel. Super generous. He's $100 a month, man, just like helping out, and it's pretty big. You know, it's people like Preston that help. I don't know, that help like some kind of idea of a future to exist of this project, whatever I'm doing here. So we'll keep going, and I think the antibiotics are just zapping my strength at this point, but we continue because it's Friday, right? Okay. It does its very best in clean, well-oxygenated water with a degree of flow and can look quite superb in a setup decorated with smooth rocks, twisted roots, and live plants. The temperature is 72 to 79 Fahrenheit or 22 to 26 degrees Celsius, which sounds super confusing when I say it that fast. An unfussy eater that will greedily accept just about anything offered for the best conditions and colors. Offer regular meals with small live and frozen foods such as bloodworm, daphnia, artemia, along with good quality dried flakes and granules. This species makes an ideal addition to a peaceful community of slightly bigger species. A stylish looking and rare barb in the hobby. Noob Phobo's asking Preston, what is your website? Yes, please post it up there because I always feel like I get it wrong. Jim Smith with a $2 super chat, adding to the pressure. Well, thank you, brother. It's very, yeah. I'm always like, one of the reasons I talk about any of this kind of stuff is like, I'm pretty grateful for the generosity for a lot of people on here. What's going on here? What is this doing? I clicked the button. I very much appreciate it, you guys, and I don't want people to think like I don't. You know what I mean? I don't want people to accidentally go like, "Oh, this guy's not grateful at all. This guy's got no gratitude." I really do, you know. So hopefully that seems obvious. I guess I don't know. Rumbus sends this in. So first to the chat and on the Patreon says update on my black ruby barbs. Spotted three looking like this today. Also spotted at least two smaller, still gray fry. Feeding liquid fry and vinegar eels, and they're hunting around, looking beautiful. And I have to agree. They are looking beautiful, and it's rad, man. I'll be honest with you guys. It's cool when you see tetras, barbs, stuff like that actually has been spawned. It's super weird because like tetras are so cheap within the hobby and stuff like that. They're so common and they're so cheap and all that kind of stuff. But like, you don't ever see anybody breeding tetras. You know, it's pretty rare you see anybody breeding tetras. It's pretty rare you see anybody breeding barbs and stuff like that. So I definitely get some enjoyment out of this stuff because I think a lot of people would be like, "Oh man, it's not a big deal. You just breeding some barbs, whatever," you know. But it's like you don't see it. You don't see it happening very often, and I'm glad to see this. I am interested to know just exactly how many rummy nose are in my systems now because it seems like wherever I go, There's a rummy nose in the sump. There's a rummy nose in my face. There's a rummy nose in the tank. And I would like to catch them all and put them into one tank at some point in time, but how long is that going to take? Probably a while, because they're tiny and they're super fast and annoying, and they run away like crazy. So we didn't have a video portion today. The main reason for that is I apparently had an SD card error when I busted it out of the camera. Oh, that's a weird spot for that to end up. When I busted it, I had recorded some clips. The last big long clip was me trimming all the stuff, removing all of the when I removed all of the Rotella Atra, right? And I'd got that all moved. I got that all trimmed, and then I was like, went to stop the camera, and I busted open the SD card slot like super quick, and it was like flashing at me, and I'm like, oh, you stupid camera, you don't know what you're doing. Why are you flashing lights at me? I'm the boss. You don't know. And funny thing is that I think that was for a reason that it was flashing at me, because it was like, hey, we were unable to read fully, fully write the file. So Rumbus had a good point. He was like, go snap a couple pictures so we could talk about what's going on. And I never sized them up so that they were the same size and put them in the same spot. So I'm going to kind of distract you all with my weird tucking stuffs, and hopefully size them up, at least so that they're kind of close in size, and then we can go through them real quick. Please let me size this up. All right, thank you. Thank you, computer robots. Good job. Good job to the computer robots for doing a good job today on a Friday. I know it's normally the computer's day off and everything, but it's coming all the way down here on its day off and doing a thing on Friday. It's like Friday's going to be a regular day, guys. Anyhow, let me turn this arrow on. Okay. So you guys can see up here, I got a bunch of plants floating around up here because I trimmed those all out and I made a video about it. And then I was like, oh, crap. I broke the SD card. It didn't read properly. I didn't take it out exactly the way I was supposed to take it out. I just yanked it out of there like a crazy person. And, hey, that's what you get rewarded with. You get rewarded with this thing being broken. Why doesn't this line up back here? Oh, there we go. Anyhow, so there's the big pile of Rotella Atra, and one of the reasons I was going to bring this up today, and I was kind of talking about it, I hinted at it a little bit earlier, was reminding people that it's probably a good idea to get into some of the easy plants. And why do I kind of promote some of the easy plants, easy fertilizer, that kind of stuff, is because with some success, it promotes doing the thing that you're doing, right? If you keep just getting karate kicked in the head every time you go out your front door, right, you're probably going to stop going out your front door, because this is super depressing. It's super depressing when you get karate kicked in the head every time you go out your front door, right? You get sad, you get CTE, you get brain damage along with the CTE, which is also brain damage. You get double brain damage. And you're probably just not going to do it that much anymore, right? So that's why I recommend certain plants like Rotella Atra, because it's a little difficult to find it at times. Though nowadays with shipping and specific orders and stuff like that, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that difficult to find it. It's not that difficult to get it dropped on your front door while you're at work, and you could come home and have something to do before you go to bed, which is plant a beautiful plant, right? And once you get that planted, you're going to grow some of it. You're going to find some success. But I will say this. There are some slight issues with Rotella Atra. I would say it's a plant that's going to need some nitrate. It's going to need a little bit It's going to need some fertilizer and things like that. It's going to need a little aluminium, which I can never say right. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not aluminum. It's not alum. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But it does need a kind of spectrum fertilizer. It needs something that has macro. It needs something that has micro. I've been starving it out in another tank, and I wouldn't say that it's any redder or any fancier. It's definitely not growing as fast. It's definitely growing way slower. It's definitely way more irritating, and I'm not seeing the benefit. One of the reasons I'll bring this up is that it's one of those plants that you regularly see people are like, man, you got to starve it, and it'll turn super red and whatnot. And now, I took these quick pictures because the video was going to illustrate how big this bush was and how much I cut down of it. And I thought it was going to be really cool because I had it framed up and it looked nice. And turns out the camera gods have struck in again and karate chopped us right in the SD card. But as you can see down here, it is growing green down below. As it's getting exposed to some extra light and stuff like that, that is allowing it to photosynthesize a little bit better. It's deepening the color. It's making it more red visibly to us, right? And it looks better, and it grows big, and it grows fast. So I think if you starve this plant out, it's kind of a bad idea. It's not necessarily a great idea. It grows kind of stunted. It does grow a little bit cooler looking, sort of, but I feel like if you heavy feed, give this a little extra light, make sure you got some CO2 and a functional substrate. It doesn't need to be anything super crazy. Very rewarding plant that does a great job. I have not been adding any fertilizer to the root. I've only been fertilizing the water column. Nothing too nuts, right? Nothing too nutty, nothing too crazy. And it's been working out quite fine, especially in comparison to some of the other plants in the starved out tank. So the Pinnatifida is a little not so happy with me right now, but some of the sort of more unique crypts that I have over there are doing pretty well, and I do hope to make a feature video about those unique crypts. I'm hoping that the schedule works to get the rest of the shots done this weekend and get the edit done, but I'm not guaranteeing any videos coming out anymore. With being sick the last 2 weeks, this is a nightmare, so I'm certainly not guaranteeing anything be going on. But I want to give a big shout out to our super chatters of the day. Where did this go? There used to be a thing on the new control panel here. Oh, there it is. It moved it to a new spot. Big shout out to Jim Smith, Alvin Alejo, and Rumbus for all of your super chats today. And Philip Given, our brand new member. I was sad to see some of the other members go or leave or wherever they went. I don't know. Maybe they deleted their whole thing. That could be the case. They could have deleted the whole shebang. It could have happened. Is it logical? I don't know. Probably not. But if you guys would do me a big favor, I'm not asking anybody else to super chat or anything like that. What I am asking is to hit that like button on the thing, because we're at 36. So we didn't even get half today. We didn't even get half of the people that hit the like button. That's sad. What if I just sit here with my arms crossed looking grumpy and see if people actually hit the like button? I don't know. Is it an experiment? I don't know that I would call that an experiment, but my ear is so plugged up and I'm over it. Anyhow, I'm just going to sit here and look grumpy and be like, it's weird that I live in this world where I would even have to ask anybody to like the thing that I made, which is a show on a Friday about whatever I called it. What did I call it? It's a Friday show possibly about something that might be a thing about something. Yeah, so take that, haters. Get out of here, right? Yeah. Oh, it went up to 40. So it does work. If I say hit the like button and I get all grumpy and I cross my arms, it apparently works. Anyhow, we're getting down to the end of the show. Can we get real quiet? Can we get down here? ASMR. With Mikey, ! Is wondering how we do the cartoon. Hire a graphic designer, which costs money. I could personally do it myself, but it takes way too long. And I could probably just go dig a hole and put some plumbing parts into it and make a better amount of money and give that to a graphic designer who could do that much faster than I can. Gary Vanderchuck or whatever would tell you that, like, that's how you do business. Hey kids, that's how you do business stuff. That's how you got to do the old business action. Yeah. Is that how Gary Vanderchuck talks? I don't know. He always just sounds like weird to me. He's like one of those guys that got rich, so he'll tell everyone else how he got rich, and that's how he actually got rich, was telling everybody how to get rich. Seems weird to me. I don't know. If you join, you get access to the emojis. Oh, with Mikey saying, how do you do the cartoon? Oh, no, I think I got that right. Yeah. Deborah Sanders just showed up right at the end of the show. Say hello. Hello, all. I liked. All right. Let me strip it down. I'm gonna get all the stuff out of here. Get my name out of there. Oh, that's the camera. We can't turn the camera off. That would be weird. Or maybe we could. Yeah, hold on. Where's that video at? Look at that picture. It's got so much duckweed in it. Where did my video go? There was a weird video that was playing. That's that. That's that. Fonts? No. Text. Renders. Oh, that might be it. Image. Movie? Oh, there we go. Let me make sure. Okay, no sound. Let's go like this. Let's change this up a little bit, you guys. Yeah. It's getting weird. What's up with this ending? The end of the show is just so weird. Hey, guys. The end of the show is just so weird. Oh, yeah. It's weird. Dun-dun-dun-dun. It's weird. What a weird ending to the show. It's a weird ending to the show. That it smells like. It smells like the end of the show. What do you know? What do you know? It's the end of the show and it smells like. And it smells like. And it smells like. Sometimes it smells like the end of the show, and we get to the end of the show, and maybe we could tell a joke. Guy walks into a bar, and then he farted. This kid's got jokes. It's so weird when you get down to the end, and I can just kind of ramble on and talk about nothing, and then just wonder, like, how many people are just going to sit here and wonder. They're just going to hang out? You guys just going to hang out and wonder about what's going on? 'Cause it was really weird when I went to the doctor's office today. There was multiple weird exchanges, which I thought was very bizarre. There's also been a lot of weird exchanges going on just in the world today. Like September 27th, 2019 is just a super weird day so far. I mean, the news is bonkers. It seems like everybody's stuck at an airport or in a traffic jam or in some kind of nonsense. It just seems like there's just a lot of crazy stuff going on. And I think there's some people out there that are kind of having a hard time, having a hard go about it. And I always want those people to know that it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. We incrementally keep improving what we're doing, and eventually some kind of goal is achieved that will give us the feeling of satisfaction. And that's the same thing for, if you are somebody out there that has an aquarium or whatever, like your aquarium will get there eventually. If you keep working on it, you'll get there. You will get to a point where you'll start to have some success, and then you'll be like, oh, check me out. I'm doing so much better. And I didn't even know that I was even going to be getting to the point where I was going to be doing better, right? Uh-oh, somebody sent me a message. Uh-oh, what is this? Oh, I'm not falling for that. I'm not going to click on that thing. Oh, I'll click on this one. This one's fine. Oh, Steve sent me a message saying he hopes I start feeling better. Yeah, it's going to happen. I'm on all of the antibiotics, so it's just going to be kind of crazy. And it's weird. It's a weird reality that we're all in. I guess here's kind of the thing. I wonder if that's a really good point from Jamie Baker. Says this is better than Twitch. And here's the thing. Like, I really wonder if there is a space for somebody like me to do some kind of Twitch thing. Like, I don't think it's really viable to do. I don't know. I wouldn't even know how many hours a day to even try and get to Twitch to being a thing. And I've spent a long time like trying to get this show to sort of be a show. But I don't know if it's worth it at this point to keep trying to make it into a show. If it should just be more of a Twitch stream. I don't know. Is this an experiment? I think we might be experimenting right now. Jamie says, just took down 2 tanks today, one the day before. Way more work than I thought it was going to be. Really looking forward to moving and setting up a proper set of scapes in my living room. No TV. That's not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea. I kind of like that. I like that idea. I do look forward to the day where I'll be able to replace the TV with fish tanks or something like that. Vicky and I have been talking about that. Like, we might want to just get rid of TV and stuff like that, especially with Olivia here. Like, it might not be a bad idea. It might not be a bad idea altogether. Preston John says, you see that weird puffer 3-way I posted on Instagram? Yeah, I did notice that. I scrolled past it super quick, and I think I knocked something over or something dumb happened, and I didn't leave a comment or anything like that, but it's not that uncommon. It's not that uncommon that people would be, or sorry, people? What people? No, animals will actually go multiple partner like that, especially with fish. Like, that wouldn't be that weird, because it seems like they were both in that breeding behavior. You know what I mean? So I think it would be kind of along the same lines as like breeding betas. Like, if you had multiple males or multiple females that grew up together, you see like a lot less aggression with them. And when it comes time to breed, it's not as aggressive. It is aggressive, but it's not as aggressive in my experience. But that's certainly not a 100% stamp of like, go do that. But I would say it's probably around the same thing as with the puffers. Siesta Fiesta for a low-tech plants. Good idea. I I always feel like a siesta period is a decent idea as a whole. It's not a bad idea if it's something that you could pull off. I always worry about the downside for people that end up missing both of the photo periods, right? They end up missing both of the photo periods because they're both so short. I always try to recommend to people that the full light cycle should happen when you're mostly around. Because we're controlling the light time. It doesn't really matter when the lights are on or off, just as long as you're following a regular day and night schedule. Most of my tanks only turn on for between 6 and 7 hours, except for the reef. The reef is on for 11 hours, I think, altogether. But it does ramp up and ramp down. But just make sure that photo period is when you're around. So, like, if you're somebody that gets up super early and leaves, goes to work, doesn't get home until like 6 p.m., like, just set your lights to come on at 5 and turn off at midnight or something. Or maybe they come on at 4, or maybe they come on at 3 and turn off early enough. Like if the tank's in your bedroom or something like that, that'll turn off early enough so you can go to bed. But you want those lights to be on when you're around the most, because it's going to just give you way more opportunity to be able to work on your tank, fiddle around in there, and do what you got to do. And I don't think Preston posted his website, so I'm wondering if I can find it here. I think he had posted it a while ago. I might be able to find it on the Patreon, because I know that he posted it for sure on the Patreon. But I don't know how long it's going to take for me to scroll through these and actually find it. He might be able to get back at you. Oh God, one of his last posts is with that planaria breeding tank. He has a tank that he's breeding planaria in it, and it's just like super. It gives you the heebie-jeebies, like, just for sure. Like, there's just no question about it. It's gonna give you the heebie-jeebies, and it's creepy. Oh, I keep like sniffing, and I do that into the microphone, and I'm very sorry for that. It just sucks. I don't mean to. Gosh, I'm not finding it. It'd be funny if, like, I'm over here doing this, and he had already posted it into the chat, and I didn't even notice. Oh, Ricky Tan's baby is so cute. I gotta tell you, Ricky Tan, a.k.a. Ricardo Santiago, such a cute baby. That is a freaking cutie patootie. I mean, there's Preston posting, but I don't know. Where's the website where you can get them? Oh, it's so hard to find. It's just one of those times where it's like, it's so hard to find the link to order puffers, right? I don't know if anybody else notices that my voice is really weird, or is it just my ear making it sound like it's super duper weird sounding. We may never know. We in the world, us humans, may never know. Oh my God, I forgot Johan operates the electron microscope. It's going to be weird times hanging out. Johan is ripped, by the way, if you guys are wondering. Johan is jacked. Where is it? Oh, I see Preston commenting, and he didn't even post it up there. Spotted Congo puffer. Yeah. Where's the website? This is driving me nuts. I feel like I feel like Preston is like messing with me in the nicest way possible, not posting his own website. Yeah. There it is. Okay, cichlidshack.com. And you look up the spotted Congo puffer. There we go. Oh, man, that was like pulling teeth. There it is. Alyssa's got it. www.cichlidshack.com. All one word. And then look up the spotted Congo puffer. Throw it in there. Throw it down. Make it happen. And then, hey, you can buy fish from Preston John himself. And then everybody is getting super excited and happy. Let me see. I'm going to go to it. Forbidden. Oh. I got a forbidden domain, guys. Domain. I don't know what the F is going on outside. It is effing making me mad. I'm going to go. Why does this link not work? I'm going to Google search it, you weirdos. There we go. I'm going to Googleize it. It's forbidden. I don't know why I can't go to the cichlidshack.com. Cichlid Shack. There it is. The Cichlid Shack. That's why, you weirdos. Copy. Here, I got it here. I've got it. Paste. There. There's a hot link in the chat, and you guys can go to the Cichlid Shack, and you can go to the spotted Congo puffer. They are fairly expensive, but they've come down in price, namely because of people like Preston John getting them to breed. Man, look at that adult female compared to my little juvenile. Oh, she's a monster. Let's see. Wife is out seeing Massive Attack with her friend. Just put the baby down. This might be a good time to play Dragon Quest. It might be time to play Dragon Quest. You guys are right. That's kind of weird. I just put on a video and only 5 people left. I've just been here like, I don't know, not even, am I answering questions? I don't even know what I'm doing. What part is this show? What part of the show is this? Well, we got to 57 likes, so appreciate that. Yeah, I'm wondering if, like, at some point I might just do me working in the office stream, answering questions, doing that kind of stuff, because I'm spending a lot of time in the office here, especially coming up with the winter and all the editing I got to do. I'm wondering if that's going to be, like, a good deal or not. Don Gallagher says the Cichlid Shack is my local fish store. Oh, I'm jealous. I need to get down to Arizona one of these days soon. Oh, I hear my baby upstairs wilding out, throwing around some coffee cans. All right, guys. I am going to jam Boogie. Please leave a comment for me on the video and let me know if we want to do more streams like the end of this. And I'm going to go because I got to go to the bathroom. I love you. Bye-bye.